And usually it takes a couple seconds for things to pop down and then we start. Hello, everybody. We're live. It's
Hello.
another Friday night. And just want to thank Allison and everybody for last Friday for my birthday. I had a blast, y'all. So thank you for making last Friday night show. Oh, I heard an echo.
It's gone.
Okay. So thanks again for wonderful last Friday. I can't believe it's a week already. Oh my goodness. And so I really haven't talked to Allison like usual during the week because she's busy with work and with Anthony and her fur baby. So what's new? Anything exciting or interesting this week?
What is new? I don't know who else is kind of in the area. Probably the most interesting thing I did do some things getting ready for Christmas.
Hmm.
Um, but we had really crazy weather here on Wednesday and Thursday.
Mm.
We were like with the wind chill, we were like minus, I don't even know what, 15
We
or
were
something
minus
like
four.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
at the lowest, I think it was. And then Wednesday, the driving conditions were horrid, like
Hmm.
really bad. I did great, thank goodness. I didn't have any issues. I just went really slow and took my time and whatever. We should not have been on the roads.
Mm-mm.
It was bad. That was a bad call on our school. Anyways, it was a bad call. And then yesterday was almost as bad. And they called it at 6:18. I got the text. Schools are closed. And
Hmm.
I leave my house at 6:30. I was like, oh, nothing like the last minute.
Yeah.
And the town that's butted up right next to us canceled like at 4:45 a.m. So I don't know why they waited so long. But
We got nothing.
anyways, we had a bunch of really crazy weather, and today was super cold too. Not quite as cold, but it was about 10,
We had a
and
high
but
of
there was no wind.
24.
So
So, yeah,
yeah,
but at
it's just
least the
been
sun was
cold.
out.
That's it.
At least the
That's
sun
really
was
the
out.
only excitement. It's just been cold.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of stuff. I got rid of some things out of my storage and moved some things around and did some cleaning and that kind of
Thanks,
stuff.
Kristen.
But that's about it.
Hobby Lobby.
Hi, Kristen.
So let's say
Hi,
hobbies on
and I actually have the chat
here.
up, you guys, which I never do. Hi, Nancy.
Yep, there's Ange
Hey,
and
Carolyn Booker.
Moira. Oh, Carolyn here. There's Kristen. Yep.
Yep.
And there's Nancy and Janet Lee is here. Hello, Janet. And Kristen said we had squalls Wednesday.
Hey,
You know
Moira.
what, Buffalo
We
and
had
below
squalls
got
too.
hit. We got nothing. We had all things, but it was cold. But we had gusty winds. But we had sunshine and blue skies. It was crazy.
That's how it
Um,
was today. The sun was shining and it was really pretty out part of the
Carolyn.
day, but it was cold as all get out.
And I think we got caught up with everybody. So for me, got my new tires Monday
Good
and
job.
was great because the price they quoted on me, the guy ended up giving me a discount anyway. So I got a
That's always
discount on my
good.
tires and I had to have an alignment done that which wasn't part of the package. But I think they worked on that price for me too. And then I got my 6 months oil change and fluids all set up for the winter and everything was under $1,000 so for all of that, so they were great.
Nice.
And they said to me everything's covered under warranty if you're heading out, and this is how honest they are because I asked them to take a look at my brakes and Brian was like, well, your front brakes are still good, your ones in the back, if you weren't moving across country and moving to a hilly state, he goes, I would say just wait until your next oil change in 6 months. He said, but your back ones do need to be done, but you can kind of wait till last minute to do that. And I said, okay, thank you. And so they all gave me like names and numbers of things that I can look into for GPS and for storage on top of the car. They were helping me figure out about U-Haul. My Ford is actually not a four-wheel drive. So they said they're very wary about me hauling anything, especially with, my transmission. But they said that I can put something on top. And there was a guy that just happened to be there and said, yeah, a couple of my buddies I used to work for owned a place like that in Lockport. Here's my name. Give them a call. Tell them I sent you. Okay. So everything that's on my list, Spirit is helping me with. So I'm happy.
Nice.
I'm a little bit more relaxed, and so yeah. And what's this about? Okay, I see. Wow, Kristen, you go, girl. What did
Hey,
you
Miss Tarot
do?
D.
I have 2 pain tarot readings next week. Yay, y'all gave oh, this is awesome. Y'all have given me the confidence to get my ass out there. Kristen, confidence, my dear. You are an amazing
Very
reader.
nice.
Just be confident. Trust your intuition, trust what you're seeing and what you're feeling. That is amazing. So congrats for you. Hello, MG. 12/14 is your birthday. Well, happy birthday. Early birthday, MG. Miss Tarot D. Hello, hello, my dear. Good to see you. And Miss Tarot D was also a part of Angie's panel the other night. And Miss Tarot D, that hat. I know I keep going on and on about that hat, but that hat you had on, that was gorgeous. I absolutely love that hat. So if anyone don't know what I'm talking about, Ange held her second panel for Tarot Ethics Wednesday night on her channel, and Miss Tarot D was a part of it, and just fabulous hat. Absolutely loved it. So, and it was a great discussion too. So, amazing job, Ange. Well done. So, when I was asking Allyson what she wanted to talk about tonight, she's like, well, there is the full moon on Sunday. And I went, oh my God, I forgot about the full moon. It's the cold moon. And so I just want to go pull it up really quick. And actually, this full moon is actually a rare celestial event, not seen in nearly 2 decades. So it says here on Sunday, December's full moon will rise and set at its most extreme northerly and southerly points of the horizon as a result of a phenomenon that occurs every 18.6 years, known as the major lunar standstill or lunastice. And so they said the earth and the moon are at their maximum tilts. And they said this won't happen. The last time this happened was 2006, I believe. And then the next one will not happen until, I think they said 2034. I can't find that in here, but it's not going to be for
You said
another
every 16 years?
18.6 years.
Okay.
So they said,
So it'd be
let's see.
42.
Okay, here we go. So last time a major lunar standstill occurred was in 2006, and it won't happen again until December of 2043. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, you said every and a half. Okay.
So that's how they are figuring out here on this article. And of course, it is the
I'll
cold
be
moon.
right back, you guys. I'm gonna go
Okay.
grab a deck.
Yes, Alice is going to go grab her deviant moon. So because we're decided we're going to do some moon readings. So let me back up here. Hello, Gypsy JJ. Good to see you. And another congrats. Oh yeah, for Ange. Okay, I'm back. Did I hear something about a hattie? Yes, Miss Tarot D. Your hat was fabulous. I know I've mentioned that a couple times, but I love your wig, but that hat was just fabulous. Um, and today's your 21st anniversary. Oh, congratulations to you and I'm trying to remember his name. Oh, Ange, I want to say Nathan, but I think that's wrong. But happy anniversary to you and your boo. Um, let's see what else we have here. And there's Karen. Hello, my dear. And Karen, we'll have to figure out with Allyson when to have maybe a Theodore night. That would be cool. I still want to do that. And somebody else in here, I think, has a deviant moon that maybe we can do. Well, I don't have a deviant moon, so, but maybe on another channel. Let's see. And any other, just wishing happy anniversaries. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, chat is jumping. We have 21 people. Thank you all. And we just want to stay home where it's warm and cozy. Yep, actually, even though it was chilly, we had a nice day, weather out with the sun. So we had to drive out to Williamsville, my hometown, and pay on a bill and enjoyed listening to some 80s music on the way home and had a shop at Walmart. And I told Shan, I go, come on, we haven't had a fish fry in forever. So I treated us to a fish fry tonight. So that was good. And let's see. And Shan, for me, well, for us, but me especially, and Kristen, you're going to love this. I'll have to take a picture and share it later on with you. But they had in stock at our liquor store, my Freya's Passion, my mead by Blackthorn Winery up here in up in Youngstown area in New York. And Freya's Passion is honey mead wine, um, flavored with strawberry with a hint of vanilla. I love it. It's my favorite. So we have that for Yule. I'm so tempted to pop the cork beforehand, but um, and then I found out next Friday is Yule. So maybe we can do something special for Yule that night. So let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, and today is Ange and her hubby's anniversary, Allison.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
yep. And she says, thank you to all. We didn't do anything too special, but we want to stay where it's warm and cozy with some food and wine. So, very, very nice. Oh, Jason is his name. Okay. He must have the patience of a saint to put up with Ange and her craziness. Aw.
I thought of something that I did this week that I didn't think to mention.
Hi, Debbie. Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't during the week, but it was since we were on because it was Saturday. It was
Yes.
Saturday. Anthony and I went. Actually, oh no, I mentioned it on one of your lives. That's how I mentioned it. I mentioned in the chat. Anyways, but I didn't mention this part. Last Saturday, we drove up to Howell, which is, I don't know, 40 minutes from here or something like that. Because we bought a cord of firewood, and Anthony has a pickup truck work vehicle. And so we drove it up there and we loaded it ourselves into the back of the truck. And well, we first went and had dinner, which I was talking about. We went to dinner in it's called Whitmore Lake. And
Mm.
we actually no, that's right. We did. We went and got the firewood, we loaded it all up, and then we went to Whitmore Lake, and it was still daylight out. And we had a fairly early dinner. Anyways, as we were driving around the lake, a bald eagle flew over us, which was super exciting. I love, 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 love bald eagles. And they're making a comeback in Michigan. They're not common. They're not endangered any longer, but they're making a comeback anyways. I love, 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 love seeing them. And I'm one of those people that's always kind of watching the sky anyway. So I usually notice anything significant that goes over. So that was really cool. And it kind of stayed with us for a while as we were driving, but they fish, right? So you can see them at lakes. Anyways, and then we went and got all of our firewood first, and then we went to dinner and whatever. But and then we came home and we had to stack all this wood. He lives upstairs, and uh yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And we've been having fires, but we had ran out. We were just down to our enough wood for our last fire, so now we got enough fire to last well into the spring. I don't think he'll go through it all.
I'm
But that was a
glad you
lot of
brought up
fun.
about the eagle because I did get a chance to tell you. I think I might have mentioned it on my one live the other night. But Shannon and I were leaving for the grocery store and we're walking, outside our door, and there's the building across from us. There's a kitty that's in the bottom apartment, and this kitty's looking. This kitty's looking. I'm like, baby, what are you looking at? And he's looking, and I look up, and there's a lone crow, and the minute I follow his eyes and I look and I see it, that crow jumps from the branch, flaps around, comes and sits on the branch right above me and starts looking at me. And I don't care who's around. I talk to the birds and the animals, and I'm looking. I'm going, oh, well, hello, crow. I go, do you have something to tell me? And he's standing there and he's looking at me, tilting. And I said, did maybe the Morgan sent you to say hello? And he tilted his head a little bit, kind of almost like a little bit of a nod, raised his wings, and then flew right off. I was like, okay. So that was cool. That was way, way cool. So I got to have a cool little experience with wildlife and nature. So I'm glad you mentioned that because I would have totally forgotten to share that. So and I've been wanting to tell you. And hello,
Yeah, no, that's very cool.
eagle
I've
saying, yep.
seen, I also saw,
Hi,
which
Ellen.
reminded me, and I think I might have mentioned it already, but I know I didn't say it on here. And those of you that have this won't think it's that big of a deal. One of the places where I drive for my elementary school, there's a pond. On one side of it, as you drive it, it's a really nice subdivision. And one side it's all frozen, and the other side it's open. There were two swans in there together.
That's beautiful.
I don't remember what day it was. I want to say it was a week ago. I think it was Friday last week. I saw them and they were so pretty. And then I've seen I saw a crane today and I also saw one yesterday, both
Mm-hmm.
flying. Then I see geese and ducks and whatever all the time. Well, actually, I don't see ducks. The ducks are gone, but the geese are freaking everywhere. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess the
And so is
cranes
their
stayed
poop.
too. The cranes stayed too. What's that?
And so is their poop. They poop all over the place, the geese,
They
especially
do. The
the Canadian
places where
geese.
they
Yeah.
live, they do. Yeah.
Yeah. And Carolyn said, Friday 13th. I was born on August 13th. Lucky for some. And yes, and my Shan was born on Friday the 13th. So I got both of those days too. And so yeah, I love my peeps. It's good.
Oh,
Good luck
Carolyn the
number.
Leo.
Yes, and Miss Terrell D's like, I'm a Leo too. We're Leo buddies.
Oh,
So
and you're the 15th. Anthony's the 10th. So Carolyn's the 13th and Miss Tarody's the 15th.
wow. And my niece, not my niece, my cousin in heaven, she's the ninth. So in Italy, 13 is a very lucky number.
And it
Very.
actually, it's always been. It was actually Kristen probably knows the whole thing behind the whole Friday the 13th and all the
Yeah. I
BS
think the
that came.
last
It
one
was a
that we had
religious
talked. Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. I only remember part of the story, but
I love
it's
my
not
husband.
even
Blah,
worth it's
blah,
not even worth remembering. It's just some BS like it always is. No, it's a lucky number.
blah.
Yeah.
Yep. Karen's like, I'm no longer superstitious about the 13th. Nope. When people
No,
say black
all of
cats and
that's
everything.
it's
Yeah,
all a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, just
sure
like the
is.
black cats and just all of it, and walking under a ladder and cats crossing your path and
Mm-hmm.
it's like okay.
Yes, both at Carol and Booker and I will gladly accept gift cards for our birthdays. There you go. Oh my goodness. I think it's related to Judas, the 13th apostle or something. That Kristen and they say that
There was
the
something to do. Oh, sorry, honey. Go ahead.
uh with the Templars, that the decree for the Templars by the Pope to have them rounded up, interrogated, and then murdered in or on around the 13th. Also, that's played into the 13th. Go ahead.
There was something about some
Hi, Elowen. I love that name, Elowen LaFay. It's
there was
beautiful.
something about a like a battle or some sort of something. I can't remember. There were several
Okay.
things, and then it all got all incestually, and then it's just like, oh, 13. And it's
Yep.
just a perfect example of the whole snowball effect, right?
And places won't put a 13th
Yeah,
floor.
13th floor, and then I don't know where. Well, actually, there was an event, the event that took place, and it was on a Friday. I'll look it up later. I used to
So,
know. I can't remember.
but yeah, Friday the 13th. So we have four starred. Oh, and really quick, when you were getting your cards, Miss Tarot D said, wow, look at all of Allison's plants. It's been a while since Allison has taken
Oh,
us on
there's
a
so
tour
many, you
of her
guys.
house. She asked me if I wanted some, and I'm like, I kill plants.
Any
I honestly
y'all
do.
can get over here, I'll give you several.
So unfortunately, my mom had the green thumb. I didn't. So let's see. Kristen says there is a battle of Friday the 13th in the Pacific War. Okay,
Thank you.
interesting. Okay,
There's actually
Debbie.
several different things, and it all just kind of, and yeah.
And Miss Tarot D also said here Christianity, the
Loki,
Last
the
Supper had
13th
13
god.
guests, including Judas, who betrayed Jesus. Jesus was crucified on a Friday. So the combination of number 13 and the day of the week is considered unlucky.
Okay. Yeah.
And here, look at this Miss Tarot D tonight. Norse mythology. Oh, she beat you to this, Kristen. Loki, the 13th god, is associated with chaos and death. Ancient Greek culture, the number 12 was considered good, while 13 was considered bad. And Miss Tarot D's like, thank you, Google.
Right.
Wow. Oh, and Miss Tarot D hanging around because Allyson said there may be a puppy sighting tonight. So
Yeah, he's sacked out over there
he
right now. He'll
does.
wake up at some
You
point.
just so hang tight. There may be a scout sighting.
Yeah. Lulu will probably go get some water at some point, and I'll try to grab her.
Oh, I love Lulu. I mean, I love them both. And Miss Tarot D's like, oh, can't wait. So yeah, still trying to get the puppy
I
cam,
can
scout
see
cam.
him.
So back to the full moon. Carolyn Booker would like one. So I have two sets of decks with me because I love pairing now. I have my Magical Botanical Oracle, which pairs beautifully with my Theodore, which I absolutely love. And Karen still wants to do a show with you and I. Maybe on a Friday night we can do a Theodore deck.
You know what? Let me take off for 1 minute, you guys. I didn't light my candle over here.
Okay.
I'll be right.
Yeah. And Karen, isn't
Lulu
a beautiful name? Yes, it is. My Lilu, her name was a Lulu when I adopted her. But one day I accidentally called her Lilu because we loved the movie The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich. And her name in the movie was Lilu. And I accidentally called her Lilu instead of Lulu. And she looked at us and tilted her head. And I'm like, that's your name. So for tonight, I have, depending on the energy for each person, I have the Elemental Oracle by Stacy DeMarco, paired with my Mystical Moon Tarot, and by Mysticaya Moon. And then I also have my Magical Botanical and my Theodore. So I'm trying to feel, my cat Bodhi isn't attached to my hip tonight. I feel abandoned. Aw, Kristen. I love that name, Bodhi. So for Carolyn, I am going with the Elemental Oracle. Okay, Emily, we have you. And so I'll keep an eye on how many we read and for how long. Because I am back onto free StreamYard, so I have a limited amount of time per month, but my hours just got Okay, so Elowin, you are going to be the last one, my dear. Okay. Oh, Kristen, you will be the last one. Okay, so right now, questions are closed. Tonight is Peter's last night of being worshipful master, so if they have a problem with me, I'm trouble. I give it, not take it. Oh, worshipful man. Oh, okay with the fur babies. Okay, so Carolyn. So for the full moon energies.
Oh, you're already what's going on? I'm sorry. What did I miss?
No, Carolyn's our first one.
What is the question, or what are we doing?
Well, I was just doing the full moon energy readings. I didn't
have no question. Just no full moon. What's the message for the full moon?
Yeah, like the energy for the full moon.
What sign is this in? This full moon?
Karen. So I don't have to go digging around my phone.
It's probably Gemini. Yeah, Karen, do you know?
Oh, Peter is a Mason. Oh, so tonight, okay, that's what you mean. Tonight's the last night. He's the worshiper. Okay, Leo, Gypsy JJ said.
Leo?
No, 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 no. Wait a minute. Okay, Gemini.
Okay.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh no, Elowen, we're not going to give up your space. I don't think we really have ever read for you, so I will definitely make sure that we get to pull cards for you, my dear. Ooh, cups. Cups for Carolyn. Oh, lots of water, Carolyn. A lot of emotions, a lot of intuition, a lot of flow. Um, this feels very kind of romantic to me in a way. So your card from the Elemental Oracle is Oceans, and the title of the card is Bravery. So braving the waters, braving emotions, and she even, I think you have red hair too a little bit, so it makes me think of you. So she's bouncing on the planet, looking at the waters around her, staying afloat. Sometimes the our emotions can sometimes get the better of us, but there's that beautiful bravery. There's that beautiful balance of emotions. When it comes to your clarifying tarot cards, I did get the Knight of Cups, and so of course the Knight of Cups is the. I love how they have the fish and the. This is all like an animal based. Peter is an Aquarius. Ah, okay. I believe Aquarius is a air sign, but still with the visual with the water. So the Knight of Cups, I was feeling Peter with as the Knight of Cups, but for me, the both of you, just very loving, very kind, empathic, um, compassionate towards each other, and to others as well. So with this full moon energy, it just feels like there is a balance of emotions between the both of you, because I also got as the overall energy, I got the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is typically the relationship card, or a card doing dealing with relationships, maybe not necessarily with an intimate partner. It could be a friend, or a for yourself. The bravery. I feel like this could be both, um, because both of you are so connected and so at the hip with each other. The bravery I feel too is with, with health, with your health, and I know with his health. You're both are very brave. You're very brave in sharing your emotions, being very open and honest about what you feel, what you see, what you intuit. But at the same time, the beautiful cups of, kind of like for me, the Knight of Cups will always jumps this kind of that card of wearing your heart on the sleeve. There's, very emotional. But yeah, I'm just going to end it right there, and I'm going to see what Allyson has for you. I'm interested. So thank you, Carolyn.
Hey, I just pulled these cards. I haven't even looked at them yet, but
Okay.
that's fine. I'll just read them as I go. But I pulled from, or this is what I'll be pulling from, I think, tonight. I got the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle, and also my Deviant Moon tarot deck. So, Carolyn, I think you do this anyways, but the message here is for you to be yourself, right? Don't put on airs for anybody. If you have something to say that might seem a little, little woo woo or a little out there, just say it, right? I'm sure you do anyways. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I know you do in this audience, and look at what you've done for a living and everything else, but that is what this means. So this is the oracle card that I got for you. And then at the bottom of the deck, and I love the artwork on this card,
Mm.
this is about radical acceptance. So this is about, or unconditional self acceptance. So, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's just accepting yourself, and anything that's going on in your life or whatever else is happening. It's like just kind of it's not fighting against stuff, right? And also supporting yourself and loving yourself and being kind to yourself. And so actually you could read these both together, right? So this is about being authentic, being yourself, accepting yourself, also not shying away or, whatever. And again, I don't think that you would, but I don't know you personally. I just know you here, but that's the message that's here. Um, from the tarot, it looks like at some point in the past, and again, just apply this how it makes sense. There was a sense of Nine of Wands, right? Having gone through it, having to, but still standing, still ready to do battle if you have to, but just feeling very fatigued and worn and whatever. This is in the past position. So this is someplace that you were, whether you're still dealing with this to some degree or not or whatever, I don't know. Just apply it as it makes sense. But that's the Nine of Wands in the past position. And as sad as it is or lonesome, I love this card. It's sad, but it's beautiful. I love this card. I think I really like it. So it's one of these unique little creatures in this card, and he's sitting there and he's got his little uh
Crow
what is that?
mask.
Yeah,
Is that
but
crow?
it's one of those masks that they used to wear like with the plague and all that, whatever
Yeah.
those are called. And he's sitting there like on a bench, and he's got his torch going and all the wands, and I really like that. Anyway, so that's in the past. Presently, there's a Ten of Cups energy, which is lovely, right? So this is like some sense of contentment and happiness and adjustment and all those kind of things. And overall things are quite good in some sort of way, if not always. Again, your life. And the hidden influence is quite possibly your family and or your loved ones, right? So Ten of Cups energy right now with the influence of the Six of Cups. So this is, either somebody you have a lot of history with and or family, children, good memories, just apply it as it makes sense. That's where this is right now. And again, this is what this full moon feeling will bring through. And the advice is for just planning on how to move forward. Two of Wands, with whatever this is that you've moved forward from and out of into this energy that you're in right now or will be with this full moon. The advice is this Two of Wands, to have a plan, which I'm sure you do. I mean, I don't know that you do, but I would assume so. You're in a partnership and all that good stuff. And then the outcome is the Three of Cups, which is a celebratory card. So, whatever this applies to, or if it's just pulling back and, looking at everything through the lens of, just your whole life in general, there's a sense of celebration here. This could also be for this phase, right? We are going into the holidays, whatever, but this is specifically talking about this moon phase. So that's what I have. I'm gonna stop yapping. So hope that was helpful in some sort of way. And here you are at the bottom of the deck. I have the King of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. You just shared that you're a Leo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I got.
Very cool. I got all cups for her too. So lots of water, lots of cups. So Garnet just joined us. Hello, Garnet. Welcome, welcome. Saying hello. And um Karen says she loves that card too.
The
The
Nine of
three of
Wands.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see.
I love this whole deck, really.
Haven't
Truth be
heard yet.
told.
Waiting to see what Carolyn says. So in the meantime, we have Gypsy JJ is up next. And
Right,
hello.
Carolyn? That's how I feel.
Oh,
Yeah, people have to accept me for who I am. If not, they
oh,
lose.
there she is.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm sorry, Carolyn, the chat jumped, but yep, been there, done that. If not, they lose. Exactly, my dear. And hello, Tom. Tom is here. So we
Hey,
are reading
Tom.
for, let me put the name back up there. We have Gypsy JJ. Carolyn says, thank you so much. It is spot on.
Oh, nice.
So for Gypsy, going with the Elemental Oracle.
CJJ.
Yeah. Yes, you are, Ellen, my dear. And thank you for your donation. I saw that, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nice.
Let me get a clarifier. Gypsy's like, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Okay, Gypsy. So your card from the Elemental Oracle is Pressure, which is, as you can see, transformation. So this is a card about kind of feeling the pressures of the need of change. Sometimes, like Allison's one card said, radical acceptance. Sometimes we have to kind of, when change comes, it's something that sometimes it's change that we are very happy, that we're very easy with, we're very excited about. And then sometimes there's changes that are difficult but need to be done, that we need to go through. So your card from there was the Pressure but transformation. It helps us, it's kind of like that rebirth. When we move through our difficult moments, our difficult lessons, or difficult times, like her, we come out on the other side stronger. We come out more tempered. Like in the forge, tempering the sword, the iron, the steel, we become more tempered. With your tarot cards, I did get the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is all about institutions of learning. This could be schools, this could be government, this could be spiritual. But what I love about this here is just focusing on the keys of knowledge. You have the knowledge, this pressure, this transformation you're able to go through because of this knowledge that you have, or this transformation or pressure you're going through. You can get through because of the pressures that you have, or because of the wisdom that you have. That you have learned, that you have obtained, and places that where you can go um, to um, to find that support, to find the answers, and a lot of that too is always within ourselves as well. And I asked for a clarifier, and I got the Two of Pentacles. So, I did that a little too fast. So, with the Two of Pentacles, it's a balancing act. I love the scales, and so it's you're balancing, you're juggling this around this full moon with this energy, trying to make decisions, trying to figure things out. The Pentacles can be spiritual, yes, but this can also be, is also finances. This could be academic. Again, in connection with the Hierophant, could mean, institutions, learning, um, and just trying to balance life right now, wanting that security, that finances. And I know that you're very excited about possibly going on tour next year with your band. Um, and so this could be very well trying to balance things out before getting ready to go onto this tour. Right now, the overall energy is the Five of Wands, which is about chaos, kind of conflict. So I don't know if this could represent right now. There might be a conflict in the plans, or conflict in possibly the scheduling, but there's some sort of conflict. And a lot of times, too, with the Five of Wands, it's not necessarily a conflict necessarily with others, but maybe energy wise with us, mental wise, like we're like kind of fighting ourselves, or we're just kind of having a battle of the wits, kind of like, how do I balance this? How, what am I going to do moving forward? there's that pressure, but with all this, that pressure is going to have a beautiful transformation to it. And what I love about this card, JJ, is that that fifth wand is in the hand. It's a wand. You're in control of it. So during this chaos or this chaotic energy, you have the wand, you have the control and how to direct that energy. And sometimes that could be like what Tom talks about, the chaos magic, taking everything that might be spinning around, that might be chaotic or unsure or unclear in the air. And then, but you having that hold and you can direct that energy and where to lay things down as you go along. But very interesting cards with the full moon. Absolutely love this Hierophant. I love it that there's no, pope or priest or anything in it. I just love the keys. They're absolutely beautiful. So that's what I have for you, Gypsy, and I will give you over to Allyson.
Hi, Gypsy. What is your sun sign? What's your strong, the placement that you most identify with? What sign is that? Okay. Um, Thank you. So something uh something happened in your past. I'm not quite sure exactly what this was, even a little bit less than normal. I'm not so certain, but there was something here that you let go of that was emotional, that you had emotion attached to. It was a lot on your mind. There was a lot for you to deal with, a lot to process, mental, emotional, all of that. This is in the rear view. Something that you dealt with, and I think you took the effort to do this. Like you took a step for yourself to do this in some sort of way, which hopefully we all do that, but not everybody does. So I don't know if you played a very active role in doing it, or if you just kind of secluded yourself, or if whatever it is, I don't know, but I see this happened in the past in some sort of way. How significant it was, I don't know, but it's here in the cards. Currently, you're in this, or going to be, this is supposed to be full moon readings for the full moon energy, but you're very much in this whole Empress energy, which is lovely. It's a very healing, fruitful, prosperous, like nurturing, self-love, all that beautiful stuff, right? I don't know if you read or not, but Empress, right? um the hidden influence is your Queen of Pentacles energy. I do have a Wands card here, but I'll get to that in a minute. But it's like the hidden influence is probably you working or taking care of you, health, home, finances, all that. So like maybe you went through something that was a big deal, and then your whole focus is on you, the Empress, or in some sort of way, right? But the hidden influence is this Queen of Pentacles energy, clarified by more of that, the Page of Pentacles. So taking the steps needed to take care of you in some sort of way. And the advice that's coming up is for you is temperance, to come into balance. So maybe, which is good, which is lovely, maybe you're working too hard and not having enough fun. Maybe you're hermiting yourself and only taking care of you and not, whatever. Again, you don't have to follow this. This is just the advice that's being given. The clarifier on it, King of Wands, that's you. Right? So I'm like, so there are a couple other ways to read this, and I could if none of this is fitting, but that's where I'm going. That's where I'm being drawn to. I love this King of Wands. How awesome is this King of Wands card? I just love, I just love that. Look at his crown. Look at his crown. How cute. How cute is this crown and all of it and his little minions? I just love that.
That was
Anyways,
muted. That is cute. I like the crown.
so cute. And then the advice is yeah, this temperance, and then the outcome is the chariot, right? So this is moving on after whatever you've struggled with, and we've all struggled, and I'm not trying to make it like, oh, this is such a big deal. Maybe it was, I don't know, but this is what's coming up, right, for this full moon, is to move on and forward and whatever, and all the work that you've done, and whatever that is. And the clarifier on that is the Eight of Pentacles. And so, you've been doing all this work on everything. Again, this is the clarifier. So the moving forward after everything that you've been working on, it's time to move forward again. The advice is to come into temperance, right? So to have a little bit more balance. Again, you don't have to do this, but that is the advice. And then I also pulled from the Wild Things Oracle for you, just for shits and giggles. And I got navigate with flow. And I know, and I love this
That is
little,
cute.
I know it's like a little, it's a little tiny fox. I can't remember what these are called. They kind of look like a rat, but they're so stinking cute. And this
Yeah.
is about, listening to your own inner call and following that and not doing anything other than that, right? And if something doesn't feel natural or right or true or the thing to do, to listen to that and to do, what is your truth, right? What does feel like is the calling, that kind of thing. That's what that means. And at the bottom of the deck, I got transition, which is exactly what it sounds like, right? So there's a transition, and it's being suggested from spirit, although it's great, whatever you've done, whatever this is. And again, I could interpret this differently if this isn't resonating with you. But yeah, is to allow the bottom line is to come into balance, bring in whatever it is, whatever aspect might be. I think that you might be working a lot in some sort of way, and maybe you need to have a little bit more fun or a little bit more downtime. That's what I'm guessing this is. So has she said anything?
No, and I know that she was here because she was all excited when we started shuffling cards for her. Amanda has joined us. Miss
Okay.
Tropical Empress in Spirit.
Hi, Amanda.
Uh, and they've been
Um,
talking about their
all right. Well, I
lives,
hope.
kind of about
All right.
tacos. So,
Okay.
Gypsy is, if you can, if you can let Allyson or I know if any of that resonated for you, please let us know.
Yeah, I was going to
And
interpret it different if so, but okay. Who's next?
who is next is Miss Ellen R. And I have Ellen, your cards already for you. I'm just going to take Ellen's name down. So, Ellen, I pulled from the Magical Botanical. That one called right to me for you. And I just love how these cards are pairing. So, you got Yarrow out of the deck. And so, that is the card of Yarrow. And the affirmation keywords for Yarrow is I am protected from harm and open to possibility, which just completely reflects with what I see with the tarots. And I always pair now my Magic Book Botanical to my Theodore. And so what really jumped out at me, and I'm going to grab the very the underlying or overall energy of your reading for this full moon is the Seven of Wands, which is about standing your ground, standing your boundaries, standing firm in your power, standing firm in what you believe, say, and do. And it says here, the essence of Yarrow is one of boundaries and borders, controlling the flow and passage of forces between, like a sentinel and a gate. So it's just amazing how these two just lined right up with each other for your reading. So just really making sure that you, whatever this is for this full moon and this energy, that um, from what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let me just back up. I got the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, it's done a little differently. Instead of a blindfold, it's got his arm across. And for the Two of Swords, of course, there's a mental decision that needs to be made, and it feels like you're trying to come to a crossroads with this decision. Usually, the swords are going different ways. With here, they're crossing each other, and so right now you're looking to make a decision with this energy of kind of almost like at a crossroads, so to speak. But a decision needs to be made. You're trying to see if you can bring two decisions together, see how they can overlap, if you can find common ground or find a way of communicating, because swords is also about communication, but bringing two thoughts together. And I asked for a clarifier for this card for you, and I got the Page of Coins, which is like Page of Pentacles. And I love this because this is usually a person who is very studious. They pay attention to details. This can be very academic. And in this one here, she's planting the seeds. She's taking her time. The Coins and Pentacles are very slow, and so it's developing possibly a plan of study, a plan of finances, planting for a more secure future. This a decision that has to be made is going to be something that helps you plant and study and grow and move forward. And the energy behind that is the Knight of Wands. So this is that go getter. This is the wands, the fiery, the creative energy, the motivation. So right now, this is like, if I would say, one of the most fast acting knights. Usually it's the Knight of Swords, but with this one here, this knight, and like Sasha Graham, mentioned in her deck, the Knight of Wands is always kind of like someone that's holding the torch too. So it's like you're holding that torch for something, you're holding on to that passion. There's something that you really want to do, that you are financially planning for. You're taking your time, you're looking, you're deciding, you're trying to make a decision right now. And whatever this is requiring you to stand your ground, to keep your boundaries in place, and not letting anybody or anything deter you from what you're wanting to do. And it says here, I'm not consciously aware of a decision I have to make, but someone else also got that for me this week. So this may be, energy that's coming up. A decision, a decision. It could be, you know what? Let me grab my Fyodor. Let me see what he says for this card really quick. So that's the Two of Swords. This is an amazing book. I'm probably going to be spending the weekend reading this. So the Two of Swords: choices, decision making, confusion, and resolution. Women face suggests a passivity that can be brought about by indecision. So there is some sort of indecision that might be coming up. But even when the swords are stuck, so to him, he's concerned he's stuck. Their meanings usually have to do with taking control of the situation, taking control, standing, creating your boundaries. So something may be coming up energetically where you're going to have to make a decision. And it says here too, this card is about trusting your gut, and about how, when faced with a difficult decision, we usually already know what the right choice is. And moving forward with that Page of Coins, this could have to do with something financial security. This could be academic, as in maybe going back to school, something with knowledge, or even a spiritual practice, because a lot of the Pentacles also has to do with spirituality. But the overall energy is you're requiring to stand your ground, keep your boundaries firm in place. And so that's what I have for you, Ellen. I just love the yarrow. So yeah, let me just one more time read you that affirmation for the yarrow. And it says here, I am protected from harm and open to possibility. I love how they all flow together. And let me know, Ellen, if any of this ever ends up resonating this upcoming week or so. This is because this could be starting this full moon cycle. This could start moving towards into the next one. So we know, tarot, you can't really time anything, and it's not really predictive. So um, just let me know if you can, if any of this ends up resonating with you, and I'll give you over to Allyson.
Hey, Ellen, I just got your card. So once again, I'll just interpret as I'm looking at it, but it took forever for your cards to come out, which is very weird. They just were not coming out. I do jumpers usually, not always, but I usually get all of my cards by jumpers. But the way I shuffle, they come out pretty easily, but they were not coming out. And same with the Oracle deck. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see. Your advice is to move forward with some sort of plan that you've put together, whatever that is, and you will get what you deserve as a result of that. I'm hopeful that's a good thing. But there's something here that you either learned or was revealed to you, the truth of a situation. This could be regarding another individual, possibly. Not necessarily, but it could be. But you're currently in this energy of what the advice is to carry through with or to go forward with, which is some sort of a beginning stages of some sort of directional, I hate to keep using the same damn word, plan, right? Or something that you're wanting to do. This is something that you put some amount of work into, whether that's physical, mental, planning, whatever. And you have executed the action to take on that. I've got Eight of Pentacles and Ace of Wands as the clarifiers. Look at this Ace of Wands. Oh my God, it's just so, so stinking
I love
cute.
the colors of that
I
deck. I love the
digress. Yeah,
colors.
it's just lovely. Anybody that's halfway, moderately, even slightly interested, go watch a deck flip through. It's just such a gorgeous deck. But anyways, so that's the energy. The hidden influence is it's the Queen of Cups. Which is probably you. It could be another person, but I feel like it's more like an energy, and it's having to do with, I'm assuming, the Sun card, which is, or you're in this energy as a result of this. So the clarifier on this is about having to have abandoned something that was of some sort of emotion that was attached to it. So you were either abandoned or you abandoned it or whatever. That might be too dramatic of a word, but consider the source. So,
You hit
and
something
again,
there.
the advice is to move forward with whatever resolution that you have formulated to put into place. By doing this, you will have what is yours, what you deserve to have as a result of that justice and the outcome. So I'm going to leave that alone. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. And
She
then
says yes. Oh,
fabulous. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that it makes sense. And then from the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle, I pulled Beware the Happy Toxins. Something is not what it seems, but you probably already know that with the Sun card here, which maybe these things are connected or they're not. Something is not what it seems. Whatever your gut is telling you, which it probably is, you are right. So it could be connected to this or it could be completely separate. And at the bottom of the deck, I have light the candle of grace. This is about holding space for yourself and taking care of you and having compassion for yourself. And, oh, and underneath that is intentional stillness, which is very much the same thing. It's not exactly the same, but I'm not going to go down the winding road. It basically means the same thing, right? Going within, being quiet, listening to what's real, listening to what's true. All of that, going forward with the plan, you'll get what you desire, whatever. Yeah. And the King of Cups, and again, I don't know if this is another person or whatever, but this reality, I mean, this could even be for yourself, right? Like you realize something, there was a knowledge or an awareness or whatever. King of Cups is very, okay, I don't know if these are people or not, but I just realized, again, I had just got my cards and then it was time for me to read. I just realized the clarifier on the sun was the King of Cups and the advice here is the Queen of Cups. So I don't know if we've got a king and a queen here, or if these are just energies and this is all your energy or whatever, but just apply it as it makes sense. And I'm just going to stop there. So anyways, thank you, Ellen.
She has been commenting. She says, Ace of Wands looks like a mother with child. The realization concerns my mother. You hit something there. And then she said, abandoned a belief based on an untruth. She says, now both our readings come together and grace. Yes, compassion for both myself and my mother. And she says, currently there's no King of Cups in my life. And that was her last
Okay, so that's okay. And there doesn't have to be, it's an energy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this is about awareness and knowledge and whatever. And the clarifier, King of Cups is like kind of more stoic. But also there's actually I'm not gonna go all into that. You probably already know the differences in all the kings and the queens because you've been watching these lives forever. So I'll just stop there. Good luck.
Alrighty, so I typed into chat to see if Debbie is still here. She may be just listening. So Debbie, are you still here? I'm just gonna go ahead and take a quick sip of the coffee and see. Now Tom was saying that he likes this deck creator, but not this deck because to him the colors are too garish. But he likes the other deck that he created. So him and Al and Karen are still talking. So Debbie, you are here. Okay, my dear. Alrighty, so Debbie is going to be next. Good to see you, Debbie. I'm sorry I haven't been to your channel in a while, my dear. Things have just been a little cray cray. Hectic time, yeah. Interesting. Okay, so Debbie, I pulled from the Elemental Oracle, and I got Inner Core, which is about solidity. And I like that there's two different faces, possibly two different points of view um, a way of looking at things. And I love how that beautiful bird just rises right out of that. It almost looks like the shape of a heart. And then you see all those it's the earth, and it's splintering up and it's going up into the sky. There's so much, and it's hard to see, but there's zodiac signs and like a little portal there. So your card is about the inner core. It's about, for me, with the heads coming together, it's being about really solidifying. Before I look at the book, for my interpretations, the solidifying um, of your thoughts. They may feel a little fragmented, but getting grounded, and by doing that, you have this beautiful bird coming out, the bird of peace, kind of like a peace of mind. um, but just really taking time right now to get solid and get within you, finding that balance, finding that place of power, getting in our inner core. And here it says here, stay constant in your endeavors. Do not stop your progress. Seek those who are reliable and solid. Keep your promises. The greatest power is from the inside out. So this is again, tapping into your own inner power. Um, you know, it says here, keeping your promises. Let's just see what it says a little bit here. They're talking about the earth, the core. So the time about magnetics. So we live in a fast-paced world with many distractions, and we were just saying things have been hectic. Um, so developing a sense of solidness and reliability is important. So that's, for me, when it talks about promises and things, I don't really see that in the card. But for me, again, it's just, for me, it's cracking open, mentally cracking open, and releasing what no longer serves, and just letting what doesn't belong just to disintegrate, and giving it to spirit. That's kind of how I see this card. When I look at the tarot cards I had for you, the overall energy is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles came back up again, and so did the Two of Cups. So again, there's the balance. So we got more than just, two twos. We got three of them. So Two of Pentacles, again, the overall energy, really balancing, like the book had said too, being able to balance our own thoughts, our own life, keeping our promises, and making sure that the promises that we make are promises that we can keep, and sometimes not promises that are put on us or forced on us because we want to, people may make us feel guilty for that. It's kind of like, again, creating that sense of balance, not taking on too many responsibilities or making too many promises that we can't keep. And this has to do with, relationships, especially ourselves too, because the Two of Cups came out again, and there's again the emotional balance right there. Relationships within ourselves, with others, and this could be a balance of emotions as well, as long as with our intuition, really paying attention to what we can and cannot um, promise people or do for others, or making sure that promises that we make for ourselves, especially with this full moon, especially with the holiday season, really making promises to ourselves, trying to stay balanced, making sure we get enough sleep, we're eating properly. And then the other card that came out for you, and I don't do reversals, but this came out reversed, so I'm going to look at it reversed. I got the Page of Cups reversed, and typically the Page of Cups is the artist, the intuition, the dreamer. But in reverse, it feels like there's more of a moodiness, like you're emotionally getting really moody, like kind of like in a foul mood or a bad mood, or just kind of a like in a funk, that you're not, you don't feel like you're really tapping into your intuition. You're not really, maybe too much, not being able to focus on dreams. You're trying to figure out how to balance everything to be able to upright this card, where you can tap into creativity, you can tap into that emotional joy, especially at this time of year. So that is what I have for you. I'm going to see what you had to say in chat. And hello, Michael Stevens. Welcome. So let's see. And just before I give you over to Allison, Michael, we do not do third party readings. We do not have permission to read on another person without their permission. So, Allison and I won't be pulling cards on this question for you. There are other channels that might take a look at your question. So, check out, we have a very large community that might even be having a show elsewhere tonight, and questions are currently closed, but thank you for popping in and saying hello. And it's okay, but thank you for understanding. And I'm just going to see Debbie. Thank you. I have been working on myself a lot. Okay. So, hectic time for all. Okay. Over to Allison. Allison, you're muted.
Sorry. Okay, I was just saying, oh, it's so nice. I can see the chat now. I was just taking a peek at it. So let's see. Debbie at Shifting Veils. That sounds kind of sort of familiar, maybe somehow.
Yeah.
Did the name change or something?
She was, I
Or
think,
is it just Shifting Veils? Or
she
not
was
that I
doing
know who it
shifting
is, but
veils.
okay, that's what it
So
is.
she
I
just
just
put
remember the
her name.
Shifting Veils part.
Yep.
So Debbie, I'm going to be a little vague, obviously, because I don't know you or whatever. I don't know any of you, but you know what I mean. But you can apply this as it makes sense to your life. So there's something here that in the past was pretty uh, pretty hard, devastating, whatever you want to call it. But you were able to balance it all out. Now, I don't know if this is in your personal life, in your work life, money, business, wherever this is. Um, uh, but yeah, so this is in the past. This was in the rear view, right? Presently, there is, I think this is regarding a relationship, not necessarily romantic. It could be a family member, it could be a friend. This is somebody you have history with, though. If it's a relationship, I believe it probably is. So currently, so you're with this person or situation that you hold nostalgia, memories, time acquired together, whatever. That's where this is. But there's been a lot that you've come from a lot, right? There's a lot of history there. Um, I'm sure there's good, but I'm seeing, the negative aspect right now of something. So there's been some sense of release, both emotional and mental, um or an appeasement or an acceptance or whatever of whatever happened in the past. And you're here with this more, just sitting in the emotion of it. There is, there's heartfelt feelings. The hidden influence is how to move forward, some sort of plan or decision or action, or this is how we're going to handle it, whether this is just you or this is you and another person, or again, apply it how it makes sense. And again, the clarifier on that, the moving forward, is because of what happened, right? Because of whatever this was. It might have even been a singular event. I don't think it was, but it might have been. The advice is to keep working on this, see things a little bit, like look at things differently, come up with a different way. Or no, is to continue to strive towards this, be open to, just seeing things, through a different lens, that kind of thing. Yeah, in deciding, how to just keep on moving forward, that kind of thing. I hope this is making some sort of sense to you. but this is absolutely what's here. And again, maybe this hasn't even happened yet. This is a full moon reading for this moon phase. So, but anyways, and the outcome is lovely. Should all, so the work be put in dealing with all this and having gone through and whatever, and basically sticking it out with this person or situation that you do have love and time invested and all of that. And then the outcome is really nice. The lovers clarified by the 10 of cups is the outcome. So, has she said anything? Oh, I can look now, can I? Debbie, thank you. Okay. All right. So, yeah. And then from the Oracle deck, I pulled embrace effortlessness, right? So this could be a completely separate message. I mean, it's saying to do these things and do the work and whatever. But the way I'm going to interpret this is about not being too rigid, right? And not, especially with the history stuff, it's about allowing love, forgiveness, all that kind of stuff. And then at the bottom of the deck, I have listen to the little creature in your belly, right? So always being aware of what your gut's telling you, your intuition, and all of that kind of thing. Okay, fabulous. And so just so you could see, so I, for first position, I had the two of, and I also want to show these cards off. Two of Pentacles.
She's cool. I like her.
Two of Pentacles, clarified by the 10 of Swords, right? So that's that history position I'm talking about. And we have the Six of Cups here in the present, clarified by the Eight of Cups and the Hanged Man. The Hidden Influence, the Three of Wands, clarified by the Tower. That Tower is really cool. I have the Two of Wands and the Advice, clarified by the Eight of Pentacles with the Hanged Man. The outcome, the Lovers, clarified by the 10 of Cups. All righty. Good luck, Debbie.
Okay.
Oh, and the bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. So this is about getting through it all, leaving it all in the rear view so you can move forward. Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, taking action, right? And yeah, having a plan and all of that good stuff. So good luck.
All righty. So we
I
have
love
time
this deck.
for one more reading. So Emily and Kristen, we'll get you around the next time. Elowen rarely ever asks for a reading, and I don't think I've ever really read for Elowen, so she's going to be our last reading for this evening. And before we do that, just really quick, Allyson, Carolyn had a message for you. Allyson, you have a man standing behind you. He is from the 1800s. He has a mustache, hair split down the middle, and is dressed in a suit with a vest.
Oh my God. I think that's my great grandpa Joseph. Hold on one second.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you for understanding, Kristen and Emily. And Miss Carol D, thank you. Have a good night, my dear. I'm going to put you on the big screen so she can see.
Carolyn. Is that, I mean, it could be somebody else.
She says it is. Oh,
thank you.
how wonderful.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that he's one of my guides. He's been seen before. So thank you. Yeah, and he shows up when I do readings, but I go to the altar beforehand. And anyways, thank you.
That's beautiful. Even Kristen Elwin says beautiful. Kristen Louise says that gave her the chills.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Carolyn, just a quick question for you, because before, and you can let you know afterwards, but before every show I call in my ancestors, including
oh my God.
my grandma Johnson. could you let me know if you ever see this beautiful lady around me during a live? You can do it here or you can send me an email. But just, let me know because I just, keep her by me all the time when I do my readings because I figured she would understand me more than really anybody else in the family. And Carolyn says, he just came to say, I love you.
Oh, thank you so much, honey. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you.
Carolyn is so cool.
I just love that.
And Carolyn says, yes, I have. Okay. I know. Oh, Ange, my dad would sing that song to me. That was one of my dad's favorite songs. And he would say to me, I just called to say I love you. So it feels like both lots of our family are coming in. Also, let me put her name back on here. Read for Alowin LaFay. I just love her name.
And my 6 of Cups was just turned backwards in my deck, so that's probably another confirmation from my grandpa Joseph. And any of you that saw my and I don't know if anybody in here saw it, but Scott Allen's Spiritual Essence did a uh
Akashic record.
Yeah, Akashic Records reading for me, and he picked up on my grandpa as one of my guides, and I didn't know who he was talking about, and he gave me some information. Maybe it was backstage. No, I think it was part of the reading. Anyways, and then I looked it all up later because he gave me like a year that he was born, and he gave me a first initial. He told me what he looked like, blah 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 blah. And then I found him. And then I found him.
I love that.
So that was very cool.
I love.
He had it right too. He had his birth year right, and I want to say he also had the death year right, which is like that's really good.
Wow. Awesome sauce. All righty. So, Alowin, I'm just going to take your name down so I can show you.
Okay, let me focus.
Oh, I love that. So, Alowin, you got the Oak King. Try to show some of the pictures. I mean, the artwork is so incredibly detailed. So, the affirmation or phrase for this card is I know my own strength. And I can see that with the other cards. The divination meaning for the Oak King is it's about strength, protection, or good fortune in the current undertaking. So with this full moon, situations look good for success, and you will have the support to go forward. Within the branches of the oak is the cardinal. There's a cardinal in here. See, this is what it's. I wish I could have a closer because I don't see the cardinal just yet. Oh, there you are. He's so tiny. You can't even see him. But he's way up there. So there's the cardinal, the bird of rejuvenation, hope, and energy. Climbing the trunk is the squirrel, the animal of preparation and hard work. In the fall, preparing for the cold winter through the gathering of the acorns. And so the Oak King himself stares at you directly, armored and ready to face any challenge head on while reaching simultaneously for both the heavens and the depths of the earth. That's really beautiful. And I'll talk a little bit more about him and the Holly King next week when we have our Yuletide show. But the spirit of the oak teaches us when to stand tall and true without yield, and when our inflexibility is simply a sign of stretching beyond our current capabilities, and we must adapt to survive. So, with that being said, let's take a look at these tarot cards. So, first one up, great card, Six of Wands, success, victory. Um, Something that you have fought, something that you had I want to say competed in, but or a battle. You have come out victorious. You have become out successful. Um, you got your armor on, just like he's got his armor on. And what for me feels right now, I'm not sure if you're moving into this and then you're going to need to retain that energy. Um, but I feel like this could be something that is in the recent past. And no, mama, if you ever hear that, that's my mama. No, you can't come up here. So the overall energy element is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about that feeling of winning at all costs. Um a sense of betrayal. Um, you know, you know, having to walk away because of the betrayal of a backstabbing. And then this next card um, is the Three of Swords, which is all about heartbreak and loss and feeling pain. So, looking at this from your energy in chat, I don't necessarily feel like this is you creating a heartache or a heartbreak or having to win at all costs. I feel like this energy um, has been recent, has been something around you, but that beautiful Six of Wands is a victorious card. Um, you have risen above um, through a lot of pain. I mean, some those are some of the hardest cards to pair, painful cards that make sense in the past. Okay, hey Bobby, what's up, Bo? So with that Oak King, that's beautiful. It's like almost two balancing of the male and the feminine within you. You have that strong energy, that protective energy. And for me too, I feel like this there is like a male guide too attached to you. Um, I don't know if you work with plants. I see with the LaFay so that you have the connection with the Fae. So I'm assuming you work with the elementals. And with the oak being a very ancient, very powerful, very sacred tree, especially for the druids. Um, that's strong king energy there. That's being grounded. That's tapping into that leadership. That's the armor. That's the protection. Um, and I'm feeling like you're very much more protected now, very protective of who you are around, protective of who you share yourself with. Um, and when I say share yourself with, is like your story, how much you share of yourself. I was say, let me rephrase that. And so, because of this heartbreak and this betrayal that you had, so, but again, the Oak King, that's amazing. It's incredible energy. I'm curious to see what Allison has. So, that makes sense in the past. Okay. Alrighty. Well, she's still shuffling. So, hey, Bobby, what's going on? Yes, and Jupiter. Yes, and Jupiter, and the symbol is on his chest. And I have a special. You have a special connection to oak trees. Okay, beautiful.
I'm good.
Um, okay.
I was just pulling an oracle card.
Uh,
Elowin. Hi. I just finished. So once again, I guess this is the theme of the night. I haven't looked at your cards yet, but that's okay. I'll look as I go. So, let's see here really quick though. Um, I love this deck. I don't even know these cards yet. I've only used this deck a little bit, but I just it's been kind of fun because the last few weeks I pulled it out and I've looked at most of the cards briefly, but like I have to look and see what the card is, as I go. But anyways, again, for anybody that's interested, and then I swear I'll shut up about it. This is the Deviant Moon Tarot. It's not a new deck. It's just new to me, and I'm just loving the artwork on it because it's just so fun and weird and very bright. And I just think I really like it. So, and it's fun for new moon or full moon or anything, any of the moon readings. So, anyways, so let's see, Elowin. Um, there's something here. This is in your past position. And again, this is a full moon reading, right? So this is for this next moon phase, and the full moon is about letting stuff go, although we haven't really mentioned that tonight, but that's generally speaking what full moons, what you do. But anyways, so in the past position, but where this past is, obviously it just depends on your life. So apply this all to your life as it makes sense. There's some sort of a having removed yourself in some sort of way, whether it was physically, mentally, emotionally, but a withdrawal type of energy as a result of some sort of collaboration that took place in your life in some sort of way. So, a grouping together, working together, coming together in some sort of way that probably didn't go so swimmingly. And then it resulted in you kind of pulling your energy back in some way presently, as a result of that, and that was hurtful, what you went through. You're more in a time of you have a renewed energy or more hopeful, way of looking at things, but it's as a result of what you went through. So I would assume that you're probably more on the healing end of things, related to that. You have learned from what you went through. You see, you see, you've gone within, you've looked at it, all of that kind of thing, and you probably, hindsight's 2020, right? In some sort of way. You probably also see what role you played in that, in creating that or participating to that. Again, the clarifier for that initial, and that was a hermit card, was the Three of Pentacles. So that's a grouping, whether it was people or thoughts or ideas, or it could even be layers of yourself. But Three of Pentacles is a collaboration, of sorts. The advice is for you to, just keep working on moving forward and planning a new way of being from this. And yeah. And making sure that all your ducks are in a row and everything's straightened out so that none of that stuff, you know, uh, stuff, I hate that word, so that just things go a different way, right? So that it's yeah. And then by doing all of that, you'll be able to just continue moving forward and upward, and having learned and a lot from that. Yes, with a coming, yes. So there's a coming together, an action that's being taken, all of that as a result, and you'll be able to move towards what it is you're wanting or creating. I hope this is making sense
She
to
says
you.
yes.
Fabulous. So that's the reading. And I'm going to show your cards, and then I'll talk about the oracle cards. So in the first position, and then again, it gives me a chance to show up this beautiful deck. I have the Hermit card in the first position. Gosh, I'll eventually figure out where my camera is. So this is the Hermit position, clarified by this lovely Three of Pentacles. The Star is in the present position. This is you, clarified by the Three of Swords. The Hanged Man is Hidden Influence, which is clarified by the Magician. Page of Pentacles in the Advice, clarified by Temperance. Three of Wands in the Outcome,
Wow, that's not a lot tonight.
clarified by this beautiful Ace of Wands, making yet again another appearance, and the Lovers.
The Lover.
So that's your, yep. And then from the Wild Things Oracle, yeah, conjure the magic. This is basically fixing all your shit and making it this is it's what I just read. And not feeling bad about any of the crap that you went through. Again, that was a collaboration. This is Beware the Shame Creature. Don't do any of that. Not that you necessarily would. This was at the bottom of the deck, which often applies, but not always. But this is just about, just if you ever, and it looks like you weren't, but we all have our moments of, oh well, you have reflected. Anyways, I'm gonna stop. Good luck to you. It looks lovely, beautiful. The outcome's really nice. So
I got the Three of Swords too for her out of my deck. She
that
says,
was a
"Thank you,
clarifier, but
thank you
yeah,
so much. You both gave excellent readings that resonated." You're welcome, Elowen.
you're
Thank you for
welcome.
letting us. And Carolyn said, "Heather, the lady is standing behind you with her hair up and wearing a beautiful two-piece suit. She said, you called. I will be with you always." I don't know if my grandma, actually, I do have an old picture of my grandma in a suit, but this was like back in the 40s or 50s. Because growing up, I never saw my grandma. She always
It
had her
might not be your
moo-moos,
grandma,
because I had mentioned earlier about if she was here.
right?
And so I think
As
that's
soon
what
as
she
she
meant by,
said that, felt like it wasn't your grandma. It was somebody else. Doesn't
oh,
mean I'm
some
right. What is Carol? Well, yeah, Carolyn.
Carolyn. Is that my grandma?
She's the lady is standing behind you with her hair up and wearing a beautiful two-piece suit. She said, "You called."
Because I do have a picture of my grandma, that a black and white picture of her in a nice, suit from like the 50s or 40s or 50s. So I don't know if that's a different person,
Have you
but
called on anybody other
I
than
always call,
her?
I call on her my ancestors, but I call on
Okay.
her specifically.
Okay. Well,
So very very cool. So
she
we're at
probably has more than one outfit. Just saying.
yeah. I just wish I could have known my grandma. Just too bad she couldn't have, lived longer. But you know, I'm happy with the time that I had with her. So but it's like you have all those questions you want to ask, especially when you find these amazing stories about, her being kidnapped, by, the Jewish part. I mean, it's just, if I had known all this, I would have been, like, grandma, tell me, what your story. But yes, it is grandma, very classy. I'll have to see if I can find that picture, Carolyn, because I've been going through photos and throwing out ones I don't want and keeping others and tossing them into another box. So if I come across that one, I'll take a picture and I'll share it with you. Let's see. The important question, Tom. I need to know what pack. Um, okay, are you allowed more than one outfit in the afterlife? Tom says, I need to know what to pack. Oh my God, Tom. Oh, alrighty. Well, everybody, thank you for joining Allyson and I tonight. Enjoy it as always. Next Friday will be Yule. So I might be reaching out to a few of you who might want to join us for like Yuletide readings or something. I think that would be wonderful. Shan, I can maybe pop open my bottle of my mead that Shan got me, and maybe do a toast. That would be wonderful also. Um, and I know you're not going to probably do anything for your channel this coming week, but you have anything fun planned this weekend, Allyson, that you wanted to share, or how your other channels coming along, or before
Um,
we end the stream?
every
So I'd ask.
when I have a new channel, I'll announce it. We'll just put it
Okay.
that way. I'm not
All
thinking
right.
about it or
Stay tuned.
planning, or it'll just happen one day, and it will happen. Um,
Precisely when
Again,
it's meant to.
when
Yep.
I'm off for Christmas break, winter break, that's probably, no promises, that's probably when
Oh,
it would happen,
we
most
love you too,
likely.
Carolyn. Oh,
So, love you, Carolyn. Thank you again so much.
yes.
That's just so cool. I just love that. With my channel, no, there's nothing. I'm not,
Okay.
no, this is all I'm doing on YouTube right now. I don't have time. So,
I might do a pop up this weekend because I came across some very cool cards on Amazon that was like only $7 that I'm going to start incorporating into my painted cards. So I'll be excited to share those when they come in. Monday, Nancy and I will be back for our Divine Feminine. And last Monday we did Mary Magdalene, and because of we think it's a good time for the holiday season, we're going to be doing Mother Mary this Monday. So, um, looking forward to that. And for people who know that I usually do a TTT, excuse me, oh, where's that coming from? Tuesday Tarot Talks with Rain and Jackie. Rain is actually taking a couple months off to work on herself, her projects, and a lot of things that she's building for her website and for her channel. So we won't be back for a couple months, but as soon as we are, I'll let everybody know. And other than that, thank you everyone again for joining Allyson and I. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Be safe out there, especially with the holiday shoppers and the craziness that's been we saw today on the road. We unfortunately had someone hit and killed by a car in a Walmart parking lot this past week. So
oh
everyone just
yeah.
just slow down, everybody. Take your time. Be watchful, watch for others, and be safe. And
I'll say right as we
mhm,
leave, just throw this out there, and I would probably wouldn't even have mentioned it, but we just had somebody hit out here.
mhm,
I'm like a matter of feet away from an intersection, right? I mean, it's far enough away I can't hear it. But somebody got hit yesterday. Like I said, we didn't have any school because of the weather.
mhm.
Somebody got hit at the traffic light out here crossing the street. Now, what exactly happened, I don't know. Older woman, I mean,
Same
maybe the
here.
person ran the light, maybe, people jaywalk all the time. All the time. And this
Mhm.
was, but it was also snowing out and it was low visibility and it was like 7 a.m. She was in dark clothing. I could see her laying out there on the in the street.
Oh, oh, God.
Yeah, and they shut the road down. I thought she died because usually if they shut down traffic both ways and shut the road down, you know. But according to the
Well,
live
that's good. She
newspaper,
survived.
that she was injured. Yeah, but she's like she's older, and what I just don't see how. Anyways, when it
Yeah.
was first reported, yes, but I don't. It didn't feel good, any of
Mm-hmm.
it. Plus, I mean, I won't go into all the details, but
Mm-hmm.
it was not cool. So, but yeah, be careful, pay
Yes.
attention, use the
Mm-hmm.
crosswalk, go with the lights. And when you guys, and I go, this is going a little off, but then me being a school bus driver, it is so important, you guys, when you cross the street, especially when it's dark or you're out walking your dogs or whatever. And I know we're all adults here. I see so much bad judgment all the time out driving, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like you have to just because you have the right of way does not mean you don't pay attention to what the hell's going on. You have to watch your own ass
Mm-hmm.
in all situations, right? Everybody has to pay attention. I hear so many people be like, yeah, but I got the door. It's like, doesn't matter. Pay
Mm-hmm.
attention. Be
Yep.
safe.
Especially if
Be
people are in their
careful.
phones, they're
Yes, and
crossing.
yes, that too. I see that all the time too. But if you're out walking your dogs, consider having a flashlight, wearing a light on your body, like a headlamp, or wearing caution colors, all the above, whatever. I wear my caution orange anytime I'm out there at night walking my dogs. I always do. But yeah, and for all me by all means, don't be outside walking around in black. If you have a black coat, it's like, I say don't even go. But stay on the sidewalk, and only go with the lights, and anyways, you just see a lot of stuff, and that whole thing out
Mm-hmm.
here, it was just, and it's so close to home and whatever. But yeah, people often, when somebody gets hit, there's blame on both ends often. So I'd be very curious to find out what and I'll be able to some degree once you can find the report,
Yeah.
but just be
Yeah, but
careful. That's all.
Yeah, they
Just be
just
careful.
released the
Be
woman's name the
careful.
other day. She was hit last Friday, and we were almost going to go shopping at that Walmart around that time. And I said, "No, let's go to Wegmans instead. I don't feel like going to Walmart." So I'm glad because I might have been there to see that, and that would have been very upsetting. So, but yes, everybody, please be safe, be careful, and like Tom says, don't YouTube and drive because some people do. Not saying everybody in our community, but just be careful.
Yeah, like where I live, and I don't know, everybody's different by state. You could listen if you run it through your Bluetooth, but you're not supposed to have your devices running or playing when you're driving.
Yeah, they let that go
They
willy
check your
nilly here.
phone. They pull you over, they check your phone.
Interesting. I wish
Yep.
they would do that here. They don't. So, everybody, thank you
Or they
again.
can check your phone. Yeah.
Thank you for letting us read for you. Thank you, Carolyn, for the beautiful messages. And we will see everybody next Friday or in another chat. So, have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Have a good night.